How you guys doing?
Obviously, yourself and Leo were supposed to fight back in February. Actually, right here across the street at Microsoft Theater. That fight fell through, but however, the difference is that fight was supposed to be at featherweight. This fight's at super featherweight with the title on the line. Talk to us about the move up in weight and then the significance of fighting for a world title.
I mean, they say you don't get second chances in life, but in my case, I am getting a second chance, and I'm very grateful, with my team for that. But it's just like, everything happens for a reason. This fight is meant to happen. So I plan to make, take full advantage of it. Obviously, the weight is at 130. It doesn't make a difference. I'm fighting the same guy. The same guy I was going to fight in February, I'm fighting him now. So it's not going to make a difference. Leo's actually a guy that started his career off at 18. Now he's at 30. So that's not going to make a difference. We were supposed to fight in February. Now it's November. That's about 8 months of knowledge in my brain, to be able to beat him.
Miguel, we all know that Leo Santa Cruz is a volume puncher. He throws excessive amount of punches. What is your strategy? What are you going to do to minimize that and get that victory?
The strategy is to outdo him in everything. Out-hustle him, outsmart him, outthink him, outwork him, just outdo everything that he does. He does everything good. He throws a lot of punches. He has a good pop behind his shots. He has good defense. So we got to just outdo everything he does and outcraft him as well. Because, he's a veteran. He's a veteran of the sport. He's been in the game for years. So I know he got some tricks in there, but we got to be able to use those tricks to our advantage and use them on him.
Talk to us about the stage. Obviously, being in front of a sold-out 16,000 seat arena on a pay-per-view co-main event, is there any added pressure or the significance of just being on that big stage?
No, I mean, like I said before, things happen for a reason. In February, we're going to be the main event here in LA. Now it's a bigger scenery because we're fighting, the co-headliner to the heavyweight championship of the world at the MGM. So I think that's a bigger stage, a bigger opportunity. So, everything's just working out perfect for me. At the time when I had the injury, I didn't think of it like that, but now it all makes sense.
How do you rank Leo Santa Cruz? Do you see him, he's won multiple titles, but do you even see him as a pound-for-pound type of opponent you're taking on?
Leo's a special case. He's a good guy, he's likable, he has the looks and everything, but you can't blame the guy. He's fighting who they told him to fight, and he's beating them. People tell me like I don't deserve this fight. What am I supposed to do? Tell them, oh no, I don't want that payday. I want the payday, and I want to be able to be the guy. Beating Leo, I'll be the guy. That's what people don't understand. They get too involved. But trust me, it is my job and Leo's job to turn guys into believers. Right now they're complaining about the fight. I understand that, but after the fight, they'll be like, man, that was a great fight. We won a rematch. And trust me, I'm working hard in camp to have people think like that after the fight.
The 130-pound division is pretty wide open. Obviously, you guys will be fighting for the vacant WBA title. Burchell has the WBC. You got Jamel Herring and Tevin Farmer. Talk to us about those possible matchups and your thoughts on the 130-pound division.
I think both the 30 and 26, you look at any division around that area, it's packed, it's loaded. Right now our main focus is in front of with Leo. Right after that, hopefully, God willing, I get that victory. I'm calling all the shots. Leo, we're going back to 26. But it's just, I gotta play it by ear. Right now I'm worried about November 23rd. That's what's in my mind. But of course, like you said, you had just Oscar Valdez move up, Burchell, Jamel, they're all great fighters, and of course, if I beat Leo, I'll be willing to fight any of them.
So your plan is to move back down to 126?
Too quick to say, it's like right after a fight, you can't be too quick to say anything. Maybe I feel good at 30, and man, we just stay at 30, I feel stronger. Obviously, a lot of my fights have been like at 128, 129, so why not? If I can, I'll stay at 130.
What is it that people are overlooking about what you can do in the ring and making you a pretty significant underdog?
I think my boxing skills. A lot of people say they look back at the fight with Avalos. If you're a real boxing fan or a real reporter, you know that I was beating Avalos, that I got screwed in that fight. I had dropped Avalos. One thing Leo didn't do, I dropped Avalos, I hurt Avalos multiple times. I was up on the scorecards. When they stopped the fight, it was off of a headbutt and they ruled it a punch. But that's behind. A lot of people, they don't know how good my boxing skills are, how crafty I can be in the ring, and I think they're going to be in for a surprise.
Miguel, you mentioned that Leo Santa Cruz does not make his own decisions. Another guy that feels that way possibly is Gary Russell Jr. What are your reactions towards the video that Gary Russell put out last week?
I think Leo can answer that better for you, but it's all mind tricks. I mean, can you really take a guy serious that only fights once a year? And you know, we all got to do our own little thing for us to be able to be in the scenery. And I think that's what Gary Russell. I don't think he meant any harm. And if he did, then you know, I think he was wrong for that.
Would you like to fight somebody who fights once a year?
Obviously not, because even in boxing, you're always gonna have people complaining. If Leo turns around and fights Gary tomorrow, they'll be like, oh well, Gary's inactive. Why is he fighting Gary Russell that only fights once a year? You're never gonna please the fans. The only way you can please the fans is by giving them a great fight. And I think my style with Leo, it matches up perfect for a firework fight.
Gervonta Davis, the best 130 in the world.
He can punch. He punch. He got some explosiveness. I mean, so he's in there with a top competitor that could take a shot and give it back to him, and he's in one of them bloody, gutsy wars. Then you could say he's the best 130. Right now, like I said, the 130 has full talent in the division. You know, Burchell's been at it for years. You know, you can't just say Gervonta's the best because there's Burchell. But you got Herring, he just won a title. You can't say Burchell's the best because you have another one. So, I mean, I think the best thing to do, you know, is probably to whoever unifies the division, that's going to be your #1 guy at 130.